Here we go. Move my block out of the way. And we're just going to start standing and just start to let your arms swing back and forth, side to side. Switch off from the rest of the world and start to pay attention to what's going on inside. And we'll just come back to more of a mountain pose here and start to connect to our breath. So as you inhale, raise your arms up, look at your fingers. Exhale, let your hands come down through heart center and back to your sides. And we'll keep moving like that. Big inhale through your nose. Moving with your breath. And as you exhale, lightly let your thumbs tap your third eye on your forehead and then on your heart. As you come down, let your hands come to your sides. Another one like that. Big inhale, reach up. Exhale, thumbs to third eye for peace. Thumbs to heart for love. And back down. Two more. Big inhale. Peace and love. Last one. Big inhale. And bring those hands down. And then just bring your hands over your heart. Maybe even close your eyes. And start to bring your awareness to your breath. Letting go of all other thoughts or distractions. And start to notice how it feels in your body right now. As you inhale, nourishing oxygen, filling up your lungs, your rib cage, your low back. And we exhale out stress, exhale out doubt. Start to fill yourself up with everything that you need right now. And whenever you start to feel yourself wandering, your mind wandering, just come back to your breath. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes if they're closed and bring yourself to the top of your mat. We're going to do some sun salutations to get our bodies warmed up. So we're going to start with a big inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward from your hips, come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to shins. And then exhale, plant your hands, step back to a plank. Inhale here. And exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale for a baby cobra. Exhale, push back through a child's pose and then up to a downward facing dog. And as our first one tonight, take a moment to walk out your dog, bending one knee at a time. Make sure your fingers are spread and your pointer finger and thumb are pressing into the floor. And when you're ready, find yourself in a still dog. And our next inhale, we're going to come up onto our toes, look towards our fingers. Exhale, bend your knees, and then step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root your feet, and inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center, to your sides. Let's do that again. Big inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Try to move with your breath to the end of your breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop back to a high plank and lower down to your belly or halfway down. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog with the tops of your feet on the mat. Exhale, back to a downward facing dog. Then take 3 breaths here. Get on your next inhale, look towards your fingers, come up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees and step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root your feet, rise all the way up, look towards your thumbs. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Here we go. Big inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or hop back to a high plank. And come down to your belly or halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, back to a downward facing dog or child's pose if you need more of a rest. 3 breaths here. If you're in child's pose, come meet us in down dog. And on your next inhale, look towards your fingers, up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, and step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come all the way up. Maybe a little bit of a back bend here if that feels good. And exhale, hands down to heart center. We're going to add on a little bit to our sun salutation. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Bending those knees if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift, prepare. Exhale, we're going to step or hop back to a plank and lower down all the way or halfway. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down dog. This time, we're going to inhale our right leg high to the sky. Good, make sure your hips are square and your toes are pointing down towards the floor. Let's take one more big inhale, lift a little higher. And then exhale, bring your knee towards your nose. And we're going to do that again. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, bring your knee towards your right elbow this time. Good, inhale back. And exhale, bring your knee towards your left elbow. So big squeeze and twist. Good, inhale, lift back. And this time, bend your knee and open up your hips to the side wall. Take one more breath, see if you can lift your knee a little higher and really reach your left heel down to the ground. Then when you're ready, inhale, lengthen your leg, square your hips. And exhale, bring your knee to your nose, lift your hips higher, and see if you can step your foot between your hands. And prepare for a high lunge. So inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bend into your front knee, relax your shoulders, and you're on your back toes. Good, we're going to grab our left wrist with the right hand, and as we inhale, we're going to lift up and over to the right. So the same leg that's in front, that's the side you're pulling to. Really opening up through that whole left hip and side body. Good. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, hands come down. Step back into your downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, left leg high to the sky this time. Square those hips, toes pointing down to the ground. Can you relax your shoulders? Good. Inhale your heel a little higher. And as you exhale, bend your knee and bring your knee towards your nose. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, kick that leg back. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Good. Inhale back. Exhale, bring your left knee to your right elbow. Squeeze those abs. Good. Inhale back. And now open your hips to the side wall, bend your knee, and come into this nice hip opener. See if you can inwardly rotate your arms. And by that I mean start to think about squeezing your arms towards each other energetically so that you are integrating your shoulders rather than holding on to a lot of strain there, if that makes any sense. Gonna take one more big inhale. Can you lift your left knee a little higher? Exhale here. Inhale, lengthen your legs, square your hips. And exhale, bring your knee towards your nose and step your foot between your hands. And if you need to help it, you can help it along. You're on your back toes. Inhale, rise up to a high lunge. Find your balance. And exhale, sink down to that front knee. Relax your shoulders. So a good thing to think about here is you're on railway tracks. So you're balanced. And your back knee can bend a little bit, but try to straighten it to get that stretch in your hip flexor. All right, grabbing your right wrist with your left hand. Inhale, up and over to the left. Opening up through that whole right side body. What can you let go of? What can you release that you're holding on to? Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Step back into your downward facing dog. Let's inhale, ripple forward to a high plank. Exhale, we're going to lower all the way down to our belly. Take your time, untuck your toes. And we're going to come up either onto our elbows in a Sphinx pose, or if you need a deeper back bend, you can lift up into a full cobra, keeping your pelvis relaxed on the floor. And seeing if you can pull your heart forward, then up. One thing that typically happens here is that your legs start to spread as wide as your mat. Try to keep them energetically pulling towards each other. They don't need to touch, but try not to let them go wide. Okay, you can always be down here. Take one more big inhale. And exhale, slowly, carefully lower down. And we're going to push back into a child's pose. Taking your knees wide, toes together, and let your forehead come down to the floor. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out and open mouth. Letting go of anything that's bubbled up and just breathe it out into the floor. And when you're ready, we're going to come back into our downward facing dog. You can spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes. And then as you inhale, look towards your fingers. Exhale, bend your knees, and this time you're going to step or hop forward, but your feet are going to come wider than your hands. So you're coming into a yogi squat. Your toes can come off your mat. See if your heels stay on the ground, and sink your hips down. If your hips are feeling quite tight here, or this is uncomfortable for you, of course, you can always come out of this one or listen to what your body needs. Good. See if you can lift your heart towards your thumbs. And then gracefully find a seat and just let your feet windshield wiper side to side. Relax those hips. Good. And we're just going to bring our hands behind our back, fingers pointing towards you. Have your feet hip width apart, and we're just going to come into a reverse table. So as you inhale, press into your feet, start to lift your hips as high as you can. You're going to feel that stretch maybe in your shoulders, maybe in your chest. And if it feels okay for you, you can start to let your head fall back a little bit and open up through the front of your neck. Now, if you have any back or neck problems like I do, then you can keep looking forward or even up to the ceiling. Good. Take one more big inhale. Lift your hips a little higher. Then exhale. Slowly bring your hips down to the floor and give yourself a big hug, big squeeze, as you deserve a hug today. And we're just going to try something a little playful right now. So this is just for fun. We are eventually going to be standing, but it's a little fun transition I like to do every once in a while. Totally up to you if you want to try it. So what I'm offering right now is you can either come up to stand, whoever you want to, or you can start to grab onto your knees. Make sure there's nothing that you can hit behind you. Look at your belly button, round your spine, and start to rock and roll on your back. And after about the 4th or 5th rock, you can massage your spine. We're going to see if we can come onto our feet and stand all the way up. Let's give it a go. Sometimes it works better than others. Did you do it? You can always practice that. It's kind of fun. See if I can do it again. Come down. See if you can. Up. Oh, and up. Oh, one more work. That's okay. If doing these things perfectly makes me a good person, then it doesn't, so it doesn't matter. It's all about. All right. Standing tall. We're going to shift our weight into our left foot. Okay. And let your right knee float up to the sky. You can grab onto your knee and hold it up. This is level 1. Level 2, you take your peace fingers in your right hand, wrap them around your big toe, keep your leg out in front of you for a nice hamstring stretch. Whichever option you have, nice tall spine, lifting the crown of your head up towards the sky. And then let's bring our knee or our toe out towards the side. Your left hand reaches out towards the left for a balance. Woohoo! Good. Let's bring it back through center. And then if you have your toe, you can let go of your toe. If you have your knee, let go of your knee. And without dropping it, see if we can start to kick your leg behind you and tip forward into our warrior 3. Woo! Hips are square, so think about dropping that right hip slightly so you can point your toes down to the ground. Your hands come to heart center, Or maybe they spread out like airplane wings. Lift the back of your neck up towards the sky. Good. Inhale, lift your foot a little higher. You got this. And exhale like a ninja. See if you can land it down onto the back of your mat. And turn your back foot down into warrior two position. Adjust your feet as needed so that your front heel intersects your back foot. And bend into your front knee, warrior two. Land here. Relax those shoulders. Gentle gaze over your fingers. Can you bend into your front knee a little bit more? Feel the strength in your foundation. Good. As we inhale, we're going to turn our front palm up. Back hand comes to your thigh. And inhale, reverse your warrior. Good. From here, inhale, lengthen your front leg, reach your arm forward, and start to shift your body forward. We're going to come into triangle pose. So your front hand comes to your shin, right hand to the sky, and see if you can start to rotate your heart towards the sky. So if you're quite open and your back stays in a straight line, then maybe this front hand starts to slide down towards the floor, to the inside or outside of your front foot. Make sure you're ice cream scooping that left hip underneath, so you're not sticking your bum out. Try to be as two-dimensional as possible here. And your gaze is either down towards your toes, out to the side, or maybe up towards your fingers. Whatever feels good in your neck. This is a pretty full-on stretch that you might feel in many different places. Take one more breath. What can you let go of? And make sure there's a slight bend into your front leg. As we inhale, engage your core and come back into your warrior two, bending into your front knee. Good. Exhale. We're going to keep this front knee bent. Bring your elbow to your leg and your right hand to your hip. We're going to come into a side angle pose. So your top hand is going to come up and over, bicep to your ear, and one long straight line from your back foot all the way up to your fingertips. You can stay here with your elbow on your leg, or maybe you slide this hand to the inside of your front foot. Stay here, or maybe your top hand comes behind your back. You can even wrap around, you can see, wrap it around so it grabs onto your left thigh. Your gaze is the same as for your triangle pose, either down towards the floor or up to the side. And release that line if you have it. Inhale and exhale. Turn your hips down towards the floor. Plant both hands. We're going to step back into our downward facing dog. From here, let's inhale, ripple forward into your high plank. Exhale, slowly lower down to your belly, all the way down, untuck your toes. And bring your hands to your sides. Actually, we're going to bring our hands to our low back and interlace our fingers. As you inhale, you're going to lift your chest off the ground, reach your arms back. And maybe if you feel okay, you can also lift your feet up. See how high you can lift both your heart and your feet. And what can you relax in this shape? Nice long neck. Good. Inhale, lift a little higher. And exhale, relax down. Push back into child's pose for a few breaths. Twice as hard. Good. From your child's pose, we're going to let our fingers come wide again and lift up into a downward facing dog. Inhale, look towards your fingers. Exhale, bend your knees and step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold. And this time we're going to hang out here, grabbing your elbows. Letting gravity pull your head down to the floor. Maybe shake your head yes or no. And feel like you can bend your knees as much as you need to really relax your low back here. Or lengthen your legs if you have quite open hamstrings and it feels good. Listen to that wide side, inside. What do you need right now? When you're ready, start to bend into your knees and slowly roll up one vertebrae. Have a time, take your time. You might feel a little lightheaded at the top. Just take a moment here to come into your mountain pose and settle in. Because we have the other side to do. Fingers crossed, I remember everything. All right. Shifting your weight into your right foot, and let your left knee float up. So grabbing that left knee, option one. Option two, take your peace fingers on your left hand, grab your big toe, and kick your leg out in front. Woo! Wherever you are, a nice tall spine, crown of your head reaching up to the sky. Your supporting leg can always be slightly bent. And whether you have your toe or your knee, let's start to bring that out towards the left. And your right hand comes out to the right to counteract. I like doing a little mudra with the finger and thumb together. Woo-hoo, you got this. Challenge that balance. Nice soft gaze. Start to bring your knee or your foot back to center. Release your toe if you have it, release your knee if you have it. But without dropping your knee, start to kick it back behind you, warrior three. Hands come to your heart, or they're out to your sides like airplane wings. Really kick your heel behind you like you're kicking at the wall, and have a slight drop to that left hip so your hips are square. The back of your neck rises up towards the sky. Good, you got this. Do you feel it in your hip? So it should be that right hip really talking to you right now. Take a big inhale, lift a little higher. And exhale like a ninja. Bring your foot behind you to the back of the mat. And rotate your foot down into warrior 2 feet. Adjust your feet as needed. And really push the back edge of your back foot into the mat. Good, bending into your front knee. Let go of what you think you should look like and just feel the strength in this shape. Can you bend into your front knee a little bit more? Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Good. Inhale, turn your front palm up. Back hand comes to your thigh. Reverse warrior, or exalted warrior, as it's sometimes called. Undulate through both sides of your body. Good. Inhale, lengthen through your front leg. Reach your arm forward. And feel like you're pushing in from your hip. And you're going to tip forward into a triangle pose. Right hand comes to your shin, left hand up towards the sky. Really try to scoop your right hip underneath you. And try to find some weightlessness here. Effortlessness. If you feel the space, this right hand can even come to the inside or outside of that front foot. And your gaze can be down towards your toes, the side wall, or your fingers. Wherever you are, breathe into this shape, your expression of this shape. I don't know if you can hear it, but Rue's asking me to go outside right now. When you're ready, give a little bend to your front knee. Inhale, use your core, lift yourself all the way back up, reverse warrior. And exhale, keep that front knee bent. Bring your elbow to your thigh, left hand to your hip. All right, from here, this top arm comes forward, making a nice long straight line from your back foot all the way up to your fingertips. And if you did so on the other side, your front hand can slide down to the inside of your front foot. You also have an option here to bring your left hand back behind you. You can probably see this better now. And even wrap it around your right thigh. See if you can rotate your heart more towards the sky, really opening up through your shoulder and your chest. Again, you want to keep your right hip scooped underneath. Don't let it stick out. Good. Inhale, release your bind. And exhale, rotate down towards the floor, planting both hands on either side of this front foot. You're going to step back to your downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here, or in child's pose if you need a little bit more rest. Just going to move my mat a little bit away from the wall here because we're going to do some fun stuff. And then we'll cool it down and a little bit more fun stuff here. All right, so when you're ready, kneeling down dog. We're going to inhale right leg high to the sky, bend your knee, and open up through your hips. Staying here, or if you're feeling playful, maybe this top foot comes all the way behind you into rock star, lifting up. Okay, let's do a lion's breath. You're going to take a deep breath in and stick out your tongue and cross your eyes. Lion's breath. Good. Lower those hips, flip back over, and wherever you are, straighten that leg. Inhale. Exhale, bring your knee to your left elbow. So you're crossing, and this time you're going to rotate your back foot, so your heels down, and kick your right foot underneath you. So your left hand might come up. And this is a fallen triangle. So you really want to lift your hips up towards the sky. Kind of like a modified side plank, really pushing, using your left foot to push into the ground. You got this. Take one more big breath in. And exhale. Bring your hand back down and bring your foot back into your downward facing dog. Woo, how was that? Let's inhale. Bring our knees towards the floor. Keep your toes tucked. And just sit back on your heels. Whew. We're going to make sure our little pinky toes are tucked as well. And just stretch the bottoms of our feet. These don't get as much love as they deserve. But while we're here, so as to distract you from what you might be feeling in your feet, we're going to take our arms, cross your right arm under your left, and then grab your shoulders for a nice shoulder stretch. You can stay here or continue into eagle pose, turning your palms towards each other. Reach your elbows forward and then up. Good, 2 more breaths. How are those toes feeling? Oh wait, I shouldn't be reminding you. Good, when you're ready, slowly release. Bring your arms back, cactus, open up to your chest. And we have the other side to do this time. Left arm underneath right. Crossing your arms, grab your shoulders. Woo. If you're feeling it, you can come forward a little bit. Or turn your palms towards each other in eagle pose. Elbows come forward, then up. Oh my goodness. Take 3 breaths, but try not to rush. Be present in the moment. Nothing lasts forever, so really enjoy each moment. You'll never get it again. One more big inhale. And release. Open up to your chest. And then bring yourself forward, untuck your toes, and give them a little tap. Oh my goodness. Whew. I'm just going to sit back, kneeling. Take a moment to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Breathing into both your hands. Bring it back to your breath. And when you're ready, slowly releasing your hands. Bring your hands forward, and we're going to come into downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high to the sky this time. Bending your knee and open your hips up to the side. You can stay here, or if you get on the other side, carefully find your foot behind you and lift your hips into rock star. Good, lion's breath on this side too. So take a big breath in and then let it all go. Stick out your tongue, cross your eyes. Awesome, lowering those hips, looking back over, lengthen your foot into 3-legged dog. And exhale, bring your knee towards your right elbow. And you're gonna rotate your back foot so heel comes on the floor. Kick your left foot underneath you. Right hand up to the sky, fallen triangle. So you can really push into your right foot and left hand to lift your hips up towards the sky. You got this. One more big inhale. And exhale, let your right hand find the ground, head step back into your downward facing dog. Awesome. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bring your knee to your right wrist and let your foot come down. We're going to come into our pigeon pose. Start feeling it down. So options for pigeon. If your hips are quite tight like mine, you can keep your foot tucked in. And rotate your hips towards the ground. If you're more open in your hips, you can flex your ankle and bring your shin in line with the top of your mat. Same thing, you want to rotate your hips towards the ground. Okay. I also like to put a block under my hip because it doesn't usually come down. And then I can get a little bit deeper into the stretch too. So that's always an option as well if you have a prop. Wherever you are, let's lift up our chest. Again, exhale, start to walk your hands forward and down. Maybe your elbows find the floor. And you can stack your fists to make a little pillow for your forehead, if that works for you. Or use another prop. I'll just be here for about a minute, so you can breathe into any tightness and give it permission to release. Let go of any old stories you can hold on to. And start to melt into the floor. Use your breath to peel away any tight spots. And feel free to stay here longer if you like. Or we can start to walk ourselves back up. Tuck your back toes, engage your back leg, and come back into a down dog. You can shake your hip out however you want. Maybe say anything. We're going to come into the other side. So big inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bring your knee to your left wrist this time. And take the option you need for this side. So your foot tucked in, toes pointed, or your foot flexed with your shin in line with the top of your mat. You can always put a prop under your left hip if that serves you. And try to square your hips towards the ground. So your back leg is nice and long behind you. Inhale, heart comes forward. And exhale, start to walk your arms forward. Maybe your elbows find the floor. Maybe you stack your fists on top of each other to make a pillow for your forehead. And start to melt down. Nice deep breaths. What can you let go of? Feel free to stay here a bit longer or start to lift yourself back up. Tuck your back toes, engage your back legs, and step back into our last down dog of the night. Shaking out your hip as you need. And feel free to flow through one more vinyasa if you like, or simply come onto your back, wherever you want to get there. And we'll meet on our backs. And from here, let's bring both knees into our chest. Give yourself a big hug and maybe a little rock side to side. And we're going to let our knees drop over to the right. And one way to help this along too is to shift your hips a little to the left and then bring your knees over to the right. And that way you keep your spine a little bit more straight along that. And look over to your left side, relaxing your shoulders into the floor. Sunshine loves these blocks, so he might keep eating them. I will protect them. There we go. If you want a deeper stretch here, you can lengthen that bottom leg long, and then you can come into a deeper stretch. So there feels good in your back. You can relax here. Maybe noticing a stretch in your core or your left hip or your left chest. And slowly bringing your feet back to center. Maybe shifting your hips slightly to the right this time and letting your knees fall over to the left. Start to move your gaze over towards your right arm and relax into this gentle twist. If you want a deeper twist, you can really straighten that bottom leg and let your knee drop a little further. And slowly bring yourself back to center. You can say you can do an inversion of your choice. So if it's in your practice to do a headstand You can play around with that right now. Or if you want to do a shoulder stand, you can do that. What I'm going to offer is simply just legs up to the sky. And if you want to take some of the strain from your hips here, you can tuck your hands underneath your hips, and that'll help elevate your hips enough to relax your feet. Or if you're next to a wall, very convenient, you can bring your hips all the way into the wall and just let your feet rest against the wall. So any inversion of your choice. An inversion is anytime your feet are higher than your heart. Inversions are wonderful for flipping any energy, for letting go of stress, letting go of anxiety. If you are in a shoulder stand or a headstand, you can start to bring yourself down. Shoulder stand, you can hug your knees into your chest. If you're in a headstand, you can come to child's pose. If you're doing what I'm doing, you can simply stay and enjoy the last little bit of this inversion before we find ourselves into our final resting place, Shavasana. And if this feels really good, if you've got feet up the wall and you just want to stay here for Shavasana, all the power to you. Or start to bring your feet down long on your mat. Take up space with your arms. Close your eyes. And start to sink into the floor. Feel supported by the ground beneath you. Let go of all tension. Start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Return, return, return. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Hugging your knees into your chest. And gently rocking onto one side for a moment. Before pressing yourself up to a seated position and keeping your eyes closed if possible. Moving your hands on your thighs, palms down and palms up. And take this moment to fill yourself with gratitude. And what are you grateful for right now? And then thank yourself for showing up tonight. It's been my pleasure to guide you through the practice. I hope you're doing well and feeling good. And you bring us into the rest of your week. Namaste.